Most people completely misunderstand what it actually takes to start a company in Europe. And Belgium is one of those places where a single wrong step can quietly cost you months of time, thousands of euros, and a lot of unnecessary stress. If you're thinking about registering an LLC in Belgium, there's something extremely important you need to know first. Belgium doesn't technically have an LLC the way the United States does. And that small detail changes everything about how you should approach the process. Let me explain. Imagine Michael. He's an entrepreneur from the US, excited about expanding his business into Europe. He's heard great things about Belgium, its central location, access to the EU market, strong infrastructure, and international business environment. So naturally, he starts searching online for Belgium LLC registration. Within minutes, he finds dozens of articles. Some say it's easy. Some say it's complicated. Some mention something called a BVV or SRL. And this is where things start to get confusing. But here is where things get interesting. Michael assumes that a Belgian LLC must be similar to an American LLC. Flexible structure, limited liability, minimal requirements. But as he digs deeper, he realizes that Belgium uses a completely different system. What he's actually looking for is called a BBV or SRL, depending on the language, short for Besloten Vennootschap in Dutch or Société à Responsabilité Limitée in French. And this is where most people make their first big mistake. They treat the Belgian BV like a simple LLC, when in reality, it's closer to a structured limited liability company with stricter legal and financial expectations. But don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to register a company in Belgium the right way, what steps to follow, and how to avoid the most common pitfalls that trap beginners. Now let's go back to Michael. After realizing the terminology difference, he decides to move forward. He wants to set up a Belgian company so he can operate freely within the European Union. But very quickly, he runs into the first real challenge. And this is where things can go very wrong. In Belgium, before you even register your company, you need something called a financial plan. This isn't just a rough estimate. It's a detailed projection of your company's expected activity, costs, and revenue over at least 2 years. Now imagine Sarah, another entrepreneur. She skips this step because she thinks it's just a formality. She rushes through the process, copies a generic template, and submits it. A year later, her business struggles. And when financial issues arise, authorities review her original plan. Because it wasn't realistic, she faces serious liability issues that could have been avoided. But here's the problem. Most people don't realize that in Belgium, this financial plan is not just paperwork. It's legally significant. If your business fails early, and the plan is deemed insufficient, founders can actually be held personally responsible. And this small detail makes a huge difference. So what should you do instead? You need to take the financial plan seriously. Ideally, you work with a local accountant or financial advisor who understands Belgian regulations. They help you create a realistic projection that aligns with your business model. Now, Michael learns from Sarah's mistake. He decides to slow down and do it properly. But then he encounters the next hurdle. Capital requirements. In the past, Belgium required a fixed minimum capital to start a company. Today that rule has changed. There is technically no minimum capital requirement for a BV2I. Sounds great, right? But here's where it gets tricky. Even though there's no fixed minimum, you are still required to have sufficient starting capital. And what counts as sufficient depends on your business activity. So if David wants to start a consulting business, he might need less capital compared to someone opening a manufacturing company. But this is where it gets dangerous. If authorities later decide your initial capital was clearly insufficient for your business operations, you could again face personal liability. So while there's flexibility, there's also responsibility. And this is one of the key differences between Belgium and countries where LLCs are easier to set up without much oversight. Now let's move forward. Once your financial plan and capital are ready, the next step is drafting the company's articles of association. This is essentially the legal foundation of your company. It defines how your business will operate, who owns what, and how decisions are made. Emily, another entrepreneur, decides to use a generic online template to save money. At first, everything seems fine. But a few months later, she brings in a business partner. And suddenly, conflicts arise because the original articles didn't clearly define ownership rights and decision-making authority. And what happens next changes everything. They end up in a legal dispute that costs far more than what they saved by skipping professional help. So here's the smarter way to handle this. Work with a notary. In Belgium, forming a BV requires a notarial deed. This means your company must be officially established through a notary who ensures everything complies with the law. Yes, this adds cost. But it also adds protection. Now, Michael reaches this stage and books an appointment with a notary. Together, they finalize the company structure, ownership, and legal framework. But there's one detail most people miss. Before your company can officially exist, it must be registered with the Crossroads Bank for Enterprises. This is the official business registry in Belgium. And this step is crucial because it gives your company a unique enterprise number. Without it, you can't legally operate. Jessica, who tried to shortcut the process, delayed this step. As a result, she couldn't open a business bank account or issue invoices. And this small delay ended up costing her valuable time and early clients. So once your notary completes the incorporation, make sure your company is properly registered. Now let's talk about another critical step. Opening a business bank account. Daniel thought this would be simple. But he quickly discovered that Belgian banks have strict compliance checks, especially for foreign entrepreneurs. They want to understand your business model, source of funds, and operational plans. And this is where things can slow down significantly. Some applications get delayed or even rejected if documentation isn't clear. So, what's the solution? Prepare thoroughly. Have your business plan, identification documents, and proof of address ready. Be transparent about your activities. Because once your bank account is active, you can deposit your initial capital and move forward with full operations. Now here comes another important piece of the puzzle. VAT registration. TAO. If your business engages in taxable activities, you must register for VAT. This allows you to charge VAT on your services or products and reclaim VAT on expenses. But here's where many beginners get confused. VAT rules in Belgium can be complex, especially if you're dealing with cross-border transactions within the EU. Michael initially thought he could figure this out himself. But after facing confusion with tax rates and reporting requirements, he decided to hire a tax advisor. And that decision saved him from costly mistakes. Because incorrect VAT filings can lead to penalties. So again, the smarter approach is to get professional guidance early. Now let's pause for a moment. At this point, you might be thinking this process sounds complicated. And you're not wrong. But here's the insight that changes everything. Belgium is not designed for shortcuts. It's designed for structure and long-term stability. If you approach it with the right mindset, the system actually protects you and your business. Now let's continue. After VAT registration, you need to handle Social Security registration if you're self-employed or managing the company. This ensures you're covered under the Belgian social system and are contributing as required. And here's something many people overlook. Even if your company isn't generating profit immediately, you may still have fixed social contributions to pay. So financial planning becomes even more important. Now let's revisit Michael. After weeks of preparation, meetings, and careful steps, his Belgian company is finally fully registered and operational. And here's the mini payoff. He now has access to the entire European market, a credible business structure, and the ability to scale internationally. But more importantly, he understands the system. And that gives him an advantage most people don't have. Because while others rush and make mistakes, he moves strategically. Now here's the final piece you need to understand. Timing. Many people ask, how long does it take to register a company in Belgium? The answer depends on how prepared you are. If everything is in place, financial plan, documents, notary appointment, it can take a few weeks. But if you're unprepared, it can stretch into months. And this is where preparation becomes your biggest asset. So let's bring everything together. Registering an LLC-style company in Belgium means setting up a BV, or SRL. It requires a financial plan, sufficient capital, notarial incorporation, official registration, a business bank account, VAT setup, and compliance with social contributions. Each step has its own importance. Each step builds on the previous one, and skipping any part can create problems later. But if you follow the process correctly, you don't just create a company. You build a strong foundation for long-term success in one of Europe's most strategic business locations. And that's the real opportunity here. Because once you understand how to navigate systems like Belgium's, you stop seeing barriers. And you start seeing leverage. You become more informed, more strategic, more capable of making decisions that actually move your life forward. So if you're serious about expanding into Europe, Belgium can absolutely be a powerful choice. As long as you approach it the right way. If you found this guide helpful, and want more videos that break down complex global opportunities like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because the more you understand these systems, the more control you gain over your future. And that's where real freedom begins.